Hey everybody, Ryan here from Rhino Hockey Channel. Alright, gonna go over the one and only game for today. That would be the Tampa versus Carolina game. And I'm just gonna tell you now, I don't think I've ever said before, but there are 2 days during the year I will for sure not be doing videos. Guaranteed I will not do videos. I don't care what's going on in hockey world on those days, but those 2 days because I'm a veteran, so Veterans Day and also Memorial Day. So I did not do a video yesterday because it was a day of remembrance for me. Not me personally, just for me, because all the brothers and sisters out there who have fought and paid the ultimate price. And you know what? I am going to honor them and not do a video on those days, for sure. So, just letting you know ahead of time. Or not ahead of time, but after. So, alright. And then also, I'm going to touch a little bit at the end of the video on the whole Toronto debacle. So, stick around till the end of the video to catch what I'm going to say about that. Alright. Other than that, make sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. We got 2 new subscribers over the last day or 2. So, keep that up. We're getting closer to 100 subscriber mark. Alright. Let's get started with the one playoff game from the 1st of June, 2021. Like I said, Tampa versus Carolina. Tampa is up 1-0 in this series after a 2-1 victory last game. Let's see how they did tonight. They won again, 2-1. Carolina is in a bit of a hole, a deep hole that they are going to have to really work hard to get out of. Alright, no scoring in the first. Second period, Alex Killorn at 7 minutes and 9 seconds into the second period. His 5th of the playoffs from Steven Stamkos. Then at 8:06 of the third, Tampa makes it 2-0. Anthony Cirelli's 3rd from Victor Hedman and Eric Chernak. Then at 18:30, Carolina finally gets a goal. At least they weren't shut out again. Or at least they fought off a shutout again. 18:30 into the third, Andrei Svechnikov's 2nd from Jordan Staal and Teuvo Teravainen, and a little bit too late, unfortunately. But once again, I picked the team opposing Tampa, and once again, Tampa has gone up 2-0 on the road. Yep, that's happened twice now. Why do I keep going against the experience here? I don't know. I really don't know. But Carolina is in a hole right now. They lost the first 2 games at home. They're now going back to Tampa. They're going to have to hope for best case scenario, winning both games. Is that likely? There's a chance, of course, but I don't see it highly likely. I don't. I've seen crazier things, but Tampa isn't usually that crazier things type of team. Unlike picking the Sharks to lose after going down 3-0 to LA that year. I think I was the only one who wasn't a Kings fan saying it's possible. And it did. Everybody in my family was sad. Me, I was going, I called that one. Yeah, anyways, moving on. Carolina's got to dig themselves out of this hole. I mean, they put themselves here. They've had chances. They have not been able to bury that puck on Vasilevsky. Vasilevsky looks shaky against Florida. I don't know if it's just Florida has a way of scoring on him that others have not figured out, but they have a way. Carolina does not at this point. Alright, here's the stats. Oh, they're ugly for one side. Carolina outshot Tampa 32-15. Beat him in the faceout as well, 52-48. Both teams 0 for 2 on the power play, 4 penalty minutes each. Hits were 36-29 in favor of Carolina. Blocks 16-12, 16 for Tampa. And giveaways were 23-11, 23 for Carolina. Vasilevsky made 31 saves for a .969 save percentage in the victory. And, oh God, I forgot how to say his name already again. Nedeljkovic, I'm going to go with that, I know it's wrong. 13 saves, .867 save percentage. 13 saves on 15 shots against. Ooh, I know you get bored out there, but dang, you gotta do better than that, my friend. Alright, that's it for the one game for today. Tampa's up 2-0 in that series, heading back to Tampa. I would say at this point is looking bleak for Carolina and their fans. Sorry ahead of time if you're a Carolina fan. If you're a Tampa fan, all the cheers in the world right now. All right. Like I said, I was going to touch on the whole debacle from yesterday. Toronto versus Montreal. Toronto losing another Game 7 in the first round. Third year in a row. At least it wasn't Boston. That's the good news. But honestly, I think it's more of a slap in the face because it's your classic rival, Montreal, instead. So, 3 years in a row, they've lost Game 7 in the first round. 3 years in a row, their main core players have been called soft. 3 years in a row, their main core players have not shown up when it matters most. Now, you can say that it's because they're young kids and there's no really good veterans around them, but that's a lie. It's not accurate at all. They've had veterans around them each of those 3 years. Solid veterans. I mean, they had Joe Thornton with them this year. Yes, I know. People are going to jump on me and say, oh, but he's a choke artist. I'll agree with you there. But he still at least didn't choke till the second or third round. Not in the first. Well, excluding the LA Kings 7-game series in there. Excluding that one. But, I mean, they've had Marlowe with them. They've had Thornton with them. Spets has been with them. I mean, I'm naming guys who have never won a cup. Simmons, Foligno. Yeah, they've never had cup winners with them, really. Well, they had Jake Muzzin. I mean, he's been a cup winner. He's been there the last 2 years, and they still find a way to do it. I mean, at this point, you can call it a shocking outcome, but I don't think that's accurate. I think pretty much anybody who saw this series, once they saw Game 7, was like, oh, Montreal's going to win this series. Toronto's going to drop it again. And they did. At this point, what do you do? I mean, they don't have the cap space to really do a whole lot. I mean, who do they really have to trade that somebody's going to take on? Would people take on Austin Matthews? Yes. Are they going to trade Austin Matthews? No. Are they going to try and trade Tavares? I'm sure they'll try. And I'm sure nobody in their right mind is going to take that contract. Even if Toronto kept half of it, what does that leave? Like 5-6 million somewhere in there? Even a little bit more, maybe? I mean, all you gain is some cap space. You don't gain a whole lot, and you lose one of your better scorers. I mean, Marner was pretty much non-existent in this series. You can't trade him. I mean, why would you want to trade young guys like that? I mean, yeah, he's been bad in the playoffs the last 3 years. But you know what? There's lots of guys who have their name on the cup for having one good playoff year out of a bunch of really bad ones. It happens. Like Teemu Selanne. One good year. Yes, he had some other good offensive playoff years, but he had a lot of playoff failures in that time. It takes one to get your name on the cup. One good year. Some people like Mike Gardner, never get their name on the cup because they never even really played in the playoffs. Look at Taylor Hall. This is his first time past the first round and only his third playoffs of his career. Which is a lot longer career than I realized. I believe it's now the decade mark. Maybe more. But still. Some guys never get a chance, some do, and some just never go anywhere in the playoffs. And it seems like this Toronto team is in a perpetual playoff failure mode. I mean, how are they going to respond next year? Are they going to just say, fudge it, we're never going to win in the playoffs, who cares, and have a terrible year? Or are they going to try and figure it out? I mean, it's up to those star players. Those star players need to figure it out. Plain and simple. It is on Matthews, Marner, Tavares. Yes, I know he was hurt this year, but that doesn't excuse the past 2 years. I mean, these guys have to figure it out. Morgan Riley needs to figure it out. The goaltending was pretty good considering it was Jack Campbell this year. I mean, he had a very good year when he wasn't injured during the regular season too. So, what is causing this? I mean, Toronto fans can say the last 2 years were Anderson's fault. Anderson didn't start in the playoffs this year. Whose fault is it this year? You can keep playing the blame game, or the team needs to figure out what the hell they need to do, because they have not figured it out yet, and the formula is not working. Yes, regular season success is nice, but it means nothing in the long run. Who cares about how many friggin' division banners someone has? That means nothing. It's all about the Stanley Cup banners. Those are the ones that matter. Those are the ones people want to see up in the rafters every year. Montreal gets to look at 24 of them. And a whole bunch of retired numbers in that, because, it's nice to see other banners too once you had those cup ones. Like me with the Ducks. Yeah. You know what? They had that 03 Western Conference champion banner up. That's great. It's a sign of failure, in my opinion. Which a lot of people will say, oh, sometimes you gotta fail to win. Agreed. You do. And you know what? The few guys that were still from that core that year took those lessons the next time they made the finals. And they got that cup in 07. And you know what? I've gone only to a handful of games since then because I don't live in the area. And it is great seeing that banner up there. Where I go with my family to Sharks games and they have a whole bunch of division banners and one Western Conference banner. Yeah, okay, that's nice, but it's not a sign of ultimate success. So, Toronto right now, still holding on to 1967. Yes, they've won cups in the past, but it'd be nice to win one in the current times. Because other teams who haven't won in the current times finally figured it out. Like Chicago. They definitely figured it out because they won 3. Now, it's up to Toronto to figure it out. They got to, or they need to just move on. It's plain and simple. Figure it out. These young core players need to figure this out. They need to do better. They need to be harder on the puck, harder on the body. They need to play a hard game, a heavy game, not this finesse game. This finesse game works in the regular season. Playoffs, every once in a while it works. But you know what? You watch the teams that are succeeding. They don't just do the finesse. They play hard. They don't play this, oh, look at that. You took the puck from me. Give me a penalty, please. Where's the arm? It's the playoffs. They don't call crap. That's just plain and simple how it is. You don't have to like it. That's just how it is. They'll call it if it's an obvious, like you're blocking someone from scoring a goal. But that's it. Plain and simple, that's it. So you can have a bunch of guys out there whining, or they can just keep playing. Honestly, I think at this point, Toronto gets their own heads. Alright. I'm going to end my rant there. I'm sorry, Toronto fans. It does suck. It really does, because trust me, I saw the Ducks lose 3 of 4 Game 7s in a 5-year span in the playoffs. And 2 of those were in the conference finals. So, yes, it sucks. Some teams just are not good at Game 7s. So, hopefully the team can figure it out, because they have a good enough team to do some damage. I don't know if they have a good enough depth pieces to be able to win the whole thing, but they should have done better than they did this year. So, alright, that's all I got for you in this video today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that subscribe button and hit that like button as well. Alright, I will see you all next video. Bye, everybody.